Hi there. I'm so glad you found your way here. The house is quiet now. The world outside has slowed its pace. And yet, I know that for you, the lights are still on. I can almost feel that hum in your mind, the way it replays a conversation from 3 o'clock this afternoon, or how it's already trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist until Tuesday. It's that heavy, familiar weight of not enough and what if that keeps your eyes open, even when your body is pleading for rest. But listen closely. Tonight, there is absolutely nothing for you to fix. Not your schedule, not your relationships, and certainly not yourself. You don't have to figure it out before you're allowed to sleep. We are simply going to spend some time together, leaning into the art of letting things be exactly as they are. There's no goal here and no destination to reach, just a gentle shifting of weight. So, if you're ready, you can let your eyes close or simply soften your gaze. Take a breath, not because I told you to, but because your body deserves the oxygen. Just listen. Just be. As you simply listen and just bisikoki, you might notice the air in the room feels a little cooler against your cheek, while the space beneath your blankets remains a steady, lingering warmth. This bed is more than just furniture tonight. It is an island. It's a sovereign territory where the laws of the daylight world, the deadlines, the expectations, the digital pings, and the social shoulds simply do not apply. Imagine a soft, invisible line drawn around the perimeter of your mattress. Everything outside that line belongs to the world of doing, but everything inside this circle is the sacred realm of being. Feel the way your mattress meets your spine, offering a support that doesn't ask for anything in return. It's a rare thing in our busy American lives to find something that supports us without requiring us to perform. But here it is. As you settle in, notice the neo anchor of your breath. It's like a quiet, warm light pulsing softly in the center of your chest. With every exhale, that warm light spreads just a little further, melting the tension in your jaw, smoothing the tiny muscles around your eyes that spent all day squinting at screens and scanning for problems. In this safe zone, your thoughts don't have to stop. They just start to feel a bit more distant, like the sound of a passing car on a rainy night, muffled, rhythmic, and heading somewhere else. You aren't the driver of those thoughts anymore. You're just the one tucked away in the warmth, hearing the rain tap gently against the glass. The must-dos and forgot-tos are like leaves caught in a backyard breeze. They can swirl all they want out there in the yard, but they cannot cross the threshold of this room. Think of a person like Sarah, an architect in a city like Chicago or Seattle. She spends her day building structures, managing contractors, and worrying about every fraction of an inch. When she finally lies down, her mind is still wearing its hard hat, still checking the blueprints of her life for flaws. But tonight, Sarah and you are learning a different kind of architecture, the architecture of the void. It's the wisdom of a vessel. A cup is only useful because of its empty space. A room is only a sanctuary because of the stillness it holds. Your mind has been a busy construction site for 14 hours. Now, the workers have gone home. The heavy machinery has been turned off. The site is quiet under the moonlight. There is a profound holiness in this emptiness. In the Buddhist tradition, they often speak of the refuge, a place where you go to find shelter from the storms of greed, anger, and confusion. Tonight, your refuge is right here, in the simple, tactile reality of your pillow and the rhythmic rising of your belly. You might feel a lingering tightness in your shoulders, a physical ghost of the stress you carried through the grocery store or the office. That's okay. Don't try to fix the tightness. Just bring that warm light of your attention to it. Imagine the tension is like a piece of ice sitting on a sun-warmed stone. You don't have to hammer the ice to make it go away. You just provide the warmth, and the ice begins to lose its sharp edges. It thaws. It turns to water. It flows away into the fibers of the bed. This is the American version of a monastery, right here in your bedroom. You don't need robes or incense. Your sincerity is your incense. Your stillness is your prayer. You are reclaiming your right to be unavailable to the world. For the next few hours, the world will have to spin without your help. It's a humbling and beautiful realization. The sun will rise, the tides will turn, and the birds will wake up tomorrow morning, whether you worry about them tonight or not. Let your breath get a little longer, a little shaggier at the edges. Not because you're practicing a technique, but because you're finally trusting the bed to hold you. You are leaning into the letting go that happens naturally when we realize we are safe. You are like a boat that has been tossed around on the Atlantic all day, finally pulling into a quiet, fog-shrouded harbor. The anchor drops, thud, into the soft sand of the harbor floor. The rocking slows. The wood of the hull groans as it settles into the stillness. You aren't a human doing. You are a human being. And in this zone, your being is enough. You don't need to be smarter, thinner, richer, or more enlightened to deserve this peace. You deserve it because you are here. The warm light of your breath continues its slow golden orbit. moving down to your hips, loosening the grip of the day, moving down to your knees, your ankles, your toes. The thoughts are getting thinner now, aren't they? They're like whispers in another room that you can no longer quite make out. You don't need to follow the conversation. You can just stay here, in the warmth, in the safety, in the deep velvet quiet of the now. Everything is okay. Everything is exactly as it should be for a person who is ready to heal. As you stay here in the deep velvet quiet of the now, you might notice how your mind resembles a grand old house at the end of a long, busy day. Imagine walking through the hallways of your own consciousness, seeing all the lamps still burning bright in every room. One lamp is the blue light of your workspace, buzzing with the tasks of tomorrow morning. Another is the sharp, flickering light of a conversation you keep re-examining, wondering if you said too much or not enough. There's a lamp for your finances, a lamp for your health, and a lamp for the people you love and worry about. It's a lot of energy to maintain. It's a lot of heat for one soul to carry when the sun has already gone down. Think of a man named David, perhaps an accountant in a bustling suburb of Ohio. David spent his entire day staring at a screen, managing the numbers that represent people's lives. Even now, tucked into his bed, his mind is like a flickering neon sign outside a 24-hour diner, flashing with what-ifs and should-haves. He's exhausted, but the sign won't stop flashing. We often live our lives like David, believing that if we just keep the lights on long enough, we can prevent anything bad from happening in the dark. We use our thoughts like flashlights, frantically scanning the corners of our future for shadows. But tonight, you have the permission to do something quietly revolutionary. Imagine reaching out your hand and one by one clicking those lamps off. Feel the warm light of your breath as it moves through you, acting like a gentle dimmer switch for your nervous system. As you exhale, the blue light of the office fades into a soft, charcoal gray. It doesn't mean the work isn't there. It just means it doesn't need to be illuminated right now. With the next breath, you click off the lamp of social expectation, the need to be the perfect friend, the perfect partner, the perfect citizen. That room goes dark, and a profound sense of relief. You can feel your ribs expanding more freely now, the breath traveling deeper down toward your stomach, unhurried and long. There is a beautiful simplicity in this dimming. In the wisdom traditions that have traveled from the East to find a home in our American landscape, There is an understanding that we don't find peace by solving every problem. We find peace by outgrowing the need to control them. It's like a lighthouse. A lighthouse doesn't run all over the ocean trying to save every boat. It just stays grounded on its rock and shines its light. But even a lighthouse has a rhythm. Even the brightest light needs the interval of darkness to be effective. Your bed is that rock tonight. As the lights in your mind thuadan, becoming sparse, distant, and dim, your body begins to feel beautifully heavy. It's the kind of heaviness that feels like a gift, the way a heavy quilt feels on a snowy night in Vermont. You are sinking an inch deeper into the fibers of the mattress. The neo-anchor of the rain outside, or perhaps just the rhythmic sound of your own lungs, becomes the only signal you need to follow. David realizes as he lies there that the neon sign of his worry doesn't actually change the numbers on his spreadsheets. Clinging to the light of the mind is just a habit we picked up to feel safe, but true safety is found in the dark, quiet space of trust. It's the trust that the earth will keep spinning while you sleep. It's the trust that your body knows how to heal itself if you just get out of its way. It's the American dream of freedom. But instead of freedom to do, it is the freedom from having to be anyone at all. Notice how the thoughts are no longer sharp. They are becoming blurry at the edges, like a watercolor painting left out in a light drizzle. The colors are running together. The past, the future, the worries, the hopes, all blending into a soft, unrecognizable wash of peace. Your heartbeat is a slow, steady drum in the distance, echoing the heartbeat of the house, the heartbeat of the neighborhood. In many Buddhist-inspired homes here in the States, you might see a small candle lit on a mantle, a reminder of the light within. But even that candle eventually burns down and goes out, leaving only the scent of warm wax and a deep, comforting stillness. That is where you are headed now. You are moving toward the space where the lamp of the self softens. You aren't David the accountant, or the mother, or the son right now. You are just a pulse of life, resting. As the last lamp in the far corner of your mind clicks off, you aren't left in a scary darkness. You are left in a warm, velvet embrace. This is the detachment we speak of. Not a cold distance, but the simple act of no longer needing to hold the flashlight. The breath is long now. So long, it feels like it's coming from the floor, from the earth itself. The mattress is rising up to meet you, cradling you like a child. You have done enough today. You have been enough today. The lights are out, the house is settled, and the warm light of your inner being is enough to guide you into the next layer of rest. There is nothing left to see, nothing left to analyze, just the warmth, the bed, and the thinning, drifting clouds of sleep. As you drift within that warm, velvet embrace where the lights have finally dimmed, you might become aware of a subtle, lingering sensation in your physical body, a phantom tension in your very hands. It's a quiet ache, the kind we often ignore during our frantic commutes or back-to-back meetings. If you pay attention, your fingers might still be curled ever so slightly, as if they are still trying to grasp the steering wheel of your life, still trying to hold on to the edges of a day that has already slipped away. We spend our lives with our metaphorical fists clenched tight, grabbing at opportunities, holding on to grudges, and clinging to the way we think things ought to be. We believe that if we just hold on tight enough, we can keep our world from changing. But imagine, just for a moment, a person like Maya, a teacher in a small town in Oregon. All day, Maya is on, holding the attention of 30 children, holding the responsibility of their futures, holding her own frustrations in check. By the time she reaches her bed, her mind and her body are like a hand that has been squeezed shut for 12 hours straight. When she tries to sleep, her hand is so tired, it has forgotten how to simply open. She thinks she is stressed because of her job or her bills. But the deepest source of her weariness is actually the effort of the grip itself. It takes a tremendous amount of spiritual and physical energy to keep a fist clenched. Tonight, you can feel that same weariness in your own spirit. The warm light of your breath is now moving like a gentle, soothing balm into the palms of your hands and the marrow of your bones. As you exhale, imagine your fingers beginning to uncurl one by one, releasing their hold on the invisible threads of your worries. It's not that the things you care about are unimportant. It's just that you've realized that holding them this tight doesn't actually keep them safe. It only makes your arm ache. It only keeps the rest of you from falling into the deep, restorative currents of the bed. There is a quiet, ancient wisdom that has found its way into our modern lives. A whisper that tells us we are not the masters of the wind, but the sailors of the ship. We don't have to grab the air to make the boat move. We just have to let the sails open. When you let your hands soften on top of the covers, you are practicing a profound form of American mindfulness. You are saying, for now, I have no use for grasping. You are allowing the neo-anchor of your slow, rhythmic breath to convince your nervous system that the marathon is over. Notice how, as your hands open, your chest seems to open too. The air travels even deeper now, a long, cool drink of silence that reaches all the way down to your belly. The thoughts that were once so loud and demanding are starting to feel like distant echoes in a canyon. They are Thuadan, thinning out, losing their jagged edges. You might think of an old friend you haven't spoken to, or a mistake you made 5 years ago. But instead of grabbing those thoughts and turning them over and over, you just let them rest in your open palm. You look at them with a soft, tired kindness, and then you let the metaphorical wind of your exhale blow them away. In the quiet corners of our culture, we are beginning to rediscover that letting go isn't a sign of weakness or giving up in the way we were taught in school. It's actually a return to our natural state. Think of a maple tree in autumn. It doesn't fight to keep its leaves because it's afraid of being bare. It lets them go because it trusts the cycle of the seasons. It knows that to survive the winter and bloom again in the spring, it must first become empty. Your sleep tonight is your winter. It is your time to be bare, to be still, and to trust that by letting go of your grip on the day, you are actually making room for a better tomorrow. The bed feels like it's rising up to cushion every joint. Your elbows are heavy. Your wrists are loose. The tiny muscles in your palms are finally sighing in relief. The warm light of your presence is now focused on the sheer relief of not needing to hold on. You are experiencing the great letting go right here in your own room. You are honoring your life by refusing to turn it into a struggle tonight. You are Bao Hu, honoring the life given to you by treating your own body and mind with the same tenderness you would give to a sleeping child. The rain outside, if it's there, or just the hum of the air, acts as a soft blanket of sound, muffling the world. You are sinking. The thoughts are just fleeting shapes now, like clouds passing over the moon. You don't need to name them. You don't need to catch them. Your hands are open. Your heart is open. Your breath is a long, slow tide, pulling you further and further away from the shore of doing. Maya, in her room in Oregon, finally feels her hand go limp against the sheets. In that moment of opening, she finally feels the peace she was trying to catch all day. It was always there, waiting for her to stop reaching. And it is here for you too. The bed is your sanctuary. The breath is your guide. The open hand is your key. You are so close now to the place where words are no longer needed, where the grip of the world is replaced by the embrace of the dark. As your hands fall limp and open against the sheets, finally finding that peace that was always waiting for you to stop reaching, you may notice how the bed beneath you responds with a quiet, solid strength. It is as if the mattress has been waiting all day for this exact moment, the moment you decide to stop carrying yourself. In our daily lives, we are so used to holding our own posture, bracing our cores against the stresses of a morning commute, or standing tall under the weight of someone else's expectations. We walk through the world like we are responsible for keeping our own bodies upright against the pull of the earth. But here, in the sanctuary of this room, the earth is offering you a deal. It is asking for your weight, all of it, in exchange for a stillness you haven't felt since you were very small. Think of a man named James, an engineer in a busy city like Denver or Seattle. James spends his life calculating loads and stresses, making sure things don't collapse. When he lies down at night, his nervous system is still trying to support his own frame, his muscles still twitching with the habit of structural integrity. He feels like he is hovering just a fraction of an inch above the bed, held up by the tension in his lower back and the tightness in his calves. But as he listens to the rain, drumming a slow, steady rhythm on the roof, James begins to realize that he doesn't have to be the engineer of his own rest. He can trust the foundation. He can let the neo anchor of the mattress take the load he's been carrying. You can feel that same shift beginning to happen in your own body now. The warm light of your breath is no longer just in your chest. It is moving down into your hips, your glutes, and the long muscles of your thighs. With every exhale, you feel a little more sink. It's a delicious, heavy sensation, like pouring warm honey onto a plate. You are spreading out, losing those sharp, defensive edges. The bed isn't just a surface anymore. It's a cradle that knows every curve of your spine, every tired knot in your shoulders. It is rising up to meet you, filling the spaces behind your neck and under your knees, whispering that it's okay to let go. You are no longer a project to be managed. You are just a physical presence, returning to the gravity of the now. There is an old, quiet wisdom that has taken root in our Western world. The understanding that we don't have to earn our place on this planet by being constantly productive. We belong here simply because we are part of the great unfolding mystery. When you allow your weight to fully merge with the bed, you are practicing a form of letting go that is as ancient as the hills. You are trusting that the world will not fall apart if you stop holding yourself together for a few hours. This is your inner peace in its most physical form. It's the realization that you are being held by something much larger than your own willpower. Notice how, as you surrender your weight, your thoughts become even more thuadan, sparse and flickering like distant stars through a moving mist. You aren't chasing them anymore because your body is too comfortably heavy to move. The ambition to figure things out is being replaced by a deep, somatic gratitude for the simple fact of support. You might feel the soft texture of the pillowcase against your ear, or the way the duvet settles around your feet like a warm, protective mist. These aren't just objects. They are the neo-anchors of a life that is, in this moment, entirely safe and provided for. James, in his bed in the city, finally feels his lower back and soften. He feels the tension in his jaw, that last bastion of holding on, finally dissolve. He isn't an engineer anymore. He isn't a success or a failure. He is just a man who has surrendered to the law of gravity. In the Buddhist-inspired path of our modern lives, we call this right effort, the effort of knowing when to stop striving. It's like a boat that has been rowing against the tide all day, finally pulling up the oars and letting the current take over. You aren't lost. You are just being carried. The rain continues its soft, percussive song, a natural white noise that buffers you from the echoes of the day. Your breath has slowed to a deep, effortless ebb and flow, a long tide that moves you further into the quiet. The bed feels vast now, a landscape of comfort where you can finally disappear. There is no James, no manager, no worrier here. There is only the sensation of warmth and the profound relief of being supported. You are bow hue to your own life by allowing it this period of non-doing, honoring the miracle of your own existence by giving it the rest it has earned. You are sinking deeper. The mattress seems to wrap itself around you, a cocoon of soft, familiar fibers. The thoughts that remain are like tiny, unlit candles, cold and harmless. You don't need to light them. You don't need to see what's in the other rooms of your mind. You are here, at the center of the house, in the heart of the sanctuary. The warm light of your being is now a soft glow, barely visible, just enough to let you know that you are okay. You are held. You are heavy. You are home. In that deep, golden glow where you are held, heavy, and finally home, a soft realization may begin to dawn. A quiet, tender space where you can finally look back at the person you were just a few hours ago. In our fast-paced American life, we are often our own harshest critics, standing over our own shoulders with a clipboard and a stopwatch, tallying up every missed opportunity, every awkward word, and every task left undone. We push ourselves through the rain and the traffic, through the meetings and the chores, demanding perfection and offering very little thanks in return. We treat ourselves like a machine that should never malfunction, forgetting that we are a living, breathing heart that gets tired, gets overwhelmed, and sometimes just gets lost. Think of a woman named Sarah, a nurse in a busy hospital in Atlanta, or perhaps a social worker in Denver. Sarah spends her entire day caring for the wounds of others, extending her hand to those in pain, and speaking words of comfort to strangers. But when she finally lies down in the stillness of her own room, she turns a cold eye toward herself. She replays the moment she was too short with a colleague, or the way she forgot to call her mother back, or the fact that she didn't make it to the gym again. She holds herself to a standard she would never dream of imposing on a friend. She is successful to the world, but inside, she feels like she is constantly falling behind. But tonight, in the warmth of this bed, you have the permission to lay down that clipboard. Imagine the warm light of your breath flowing into the center of your chest, right where that knot of self-judgment often sits. As you exhale, imagine whispering a very soft, very sincere "I'm sorry" to your own heart. Not an apology for doing something wrong, but an apology for being so hard on yourself. A sorry for pushing too hard. A sorry for the unkind things you said to your reflection in the mirror this morning. A sorry for forgetting that you are doing the best you can with the tools you have. Feel the way your chest softens with this intention. The breath becomes even longer, like a slow, soothing wave washing over a sandy beach, smoothing out all the jagged footprints of the day's regrets. The thoughts of what you should have done are becoming thuadan, thinning out like mist under a morning sun. You aren't trying to change the past. You are simply choosing to no longer be its prisoner. You are practicing what we might call self-compassion, but it feels more like just finally letting a weary soldier come home from a war that was never winnable. In many American homes today, we are learning that healing isn't just about medicine. It's about the quality of the silence we keep with ourselves. When you offer yourself this gentle forgiveness, you are Bao Hu, honoring the life that was given to you by your parents and ancestors, by proving that this life is worthy of kindness. You are recognizing that your mistakes are just ripples on the surface of a deep, ancient ocean. The ripples don't change the nature of the water. The water is still pure, still vast. And tonight, it is perfectly still. Sarah, in her room, feels a sudden, warm moisture behind her eyes as she finally tells herself, "It's okay, you did enough today." She realizes that the world didn't end because she wasn't perfect. The hospital is still standing, her family is still there, and the earth is still turning. Her breath hitches for a second and then lets out in a long, shuddering sigh that releases the last of the day's armor. She feels her jaw go completely slack. She feels the muscles in her neck, which have been braced against the weight of being a good person, finally melt into the pillow. You can feel that same release now. The warm light of your presence is focused on this inner reconciliation. It's the inner peace that comes when the civil war inside your mind finally reaches a ceasefire. There is no one left to fight. There is no one left to impress. You are just a human being, resting in a quiet house, protected by the rain and the shadows. The bed feels even softer now, almost like it's made of clouds, because you aren't carrying the heavy lead of guilt anymore. Your thoughts are just soft, hazy shapes now, floating past like distant lanterns on a dark lake. You see a mistake from earlier today, but instead of a sting, you just feel a quiet, "It's okay." You see a worry about tomorrow, and you meet it with a steady, "We'll handle that then." You are becoming your own best friend, your own sanctuary. You are leaning into the letting go that is the most sacred work of the night. The room is very dark, and the neo anchor of your breath is the only clock that matters. Each rise and fall is a testimony to your resilience. You survived another day in this beautiful, chaotic world, and you brought yourself here to this moment of grace. You are whole. You are forgiven. You are at peace. The warmth of the blankets, the rhythmic sound of the night, and the softness of your own heart are all conspiring to lead you deeper into the silence where words can no longer reach. As you drift deeper into that silence where words can no longer reach, you might find that your mind has become like the bank of a slow-moving river under a starlit sky. In our busy American lives, we are so used to jumping into the water, trying to swim against the current, or frantically grabbing at every passing branch, believing that if we just struggle hard enough, we can control the direction of the stream. We treat our thoughts like emergencies that must be handled right now, jumping into the cold rapids of what if and how to until we are shivering and exhausted. But tonight, you aren't a swimmer. You are simply sitting on the mossy, soft bank of the river, wrapped in the warm light of your own awareness. Think of a man named Robert, a contractor in a town like Nashville or Austin. Robert's mind is usually a construction zone, but tonight As he lies still, he imagines his thoughts as literal objects floating by on the water. There goes a thought about a project deadline. It looks like a piece of driftwood spinning slowly in the current. Behind it, a thought about a family disagreement floats by, like a cluster of autumn leaves. Bright and distracting for a moment before the water pulls them around the bend. Robert doesn't reach out to grab them. He doesn't try to pull the driftwood to shore to build something with it. He just watches. He notices the way the moonlight glints off the ripples, and he lets the river do what a river is meant to do: move away. You can feel that same observational distance growing within you now. The warm light of your breath is like a steady lantern sitting beside you on the riverbank, casting a soft, golden glow over the surface of your mind. As you exhale, imagine a thought that has been troubling you simply being placed on a small paper boat and released into the center of the stream. It doesn't disappear instantly, but it is moving. It's a foot away, then 3 feet, then it's just a tiny white speck in the distance, swallowed by the gentle mist of the night. Your body feels incredibly heavy and still, an anchor of flesh and bone resting on the solid earth of the bed, while the river of your mind continues its restless flow. You, the observer, are perfectly motionless. The neo-anchor of the rain outside blends with the sound of the flowing water in your imagination, creating a symphony of letting go. You notice how your breathing has become even longer, even more effortless, as if you are breathing in sync with the slow, deep pulse of the planet itself. The thoughts are becoming thuadan, few and far between. There are long stretches of dark, quiet water between the passing leaves now. The spaces between your thoughts are growing wider, and in those spaces, you find a peace that doesn't require an explanation. This is the essence of the detachment we often hear about. But here, in our American landscape, we can just call it watching the world go by. It's the wisdom of the porch swing on a summer evening. You aren't indifferent. You just recognize that you don't have to touch everything that passes. You are practicing the ultimate healing, the healing of non-interference. You are bowhew to the miracle of your own consciousness by allowing it to be clear, like a mountain stream that has finally settled after a storm. You are trusting that the river knows its way to the ocean without your help. Robert, in his bed, realizes that his thoughts aren't him. They are just things the river carries. He feels a profound softening in his chest as he lets go of the story of Robert. He isn't a contractor, a husband, or a citizen right now. He is just the stillness on the bank. His breath travels all the way down to his feet, a warm current of air that makes his toes feel light and distant. The bed beneath him feels like the very earth itself, ancient and unshakable. He is no longer fighting the flow. He is the shore that holds it. You might feel a thought try to pull you back into the water, a sharp memory, or a sudden worry. When that happens, just return to the warm light of your breath. Feel the texture of the air in your nostrils. Feel the weight of your head sinking into the pillow. The pillow is your shore. The blankets are your shelter. The river is out there, and you are in here. There is no urgency. The what-ifs are just ripples that cannot reach you. The thoughts are so sparse now that they are almost like shadows. A thought appears, lingers for a second, and then dissolves into the velvet dark before it even has a chance to form a sentence. You are entering the space of the great unknowing, where the mind finally gives up its need to be right or to be ready. You are becoming the silence, the rhythmic neo-anchor of the night, the hum of the fan, the distant rain, the pulse in your ears is drawing you further and further away from the bank until even the shore starts to fade. You are drifting now, but not in the rapids. You are drifting on a deep, calm lake where the water is as still as glass. The river has reached its destination, and so have you. There is nothing to hold on to and nothing to push away. The warm light is just a faint, comforting ember in the dark. The bed is the only reality. The breath is the only truth. You are safe. You are drifting. You are free. As you drift on that deep, calm lake, where the water is as still as glass, you might realize that the most beautiful thing about this moment is how little of you is left to carry. In our high-achieving American culture, we are taught from the time we are children that our value is a collection of things. Our grades, our job titles, the balance in our savings accounts, and the long list of people who rely on us. We spend our days trying to stay full, packing our schedules and our minds until there isn't a single inch of room left to breathe. We treat emptiness as a failure, a void that needs to be filled with noise or news or new plans. But tonight, as you sink into the profound support of your bed, you are discovering a secret that the world often forgets. That your true worth isn't in the fullness of your doing, but in the sacred emptiness of your being. Think of a woman named Elena, an attorney in a high-rise in Manhattan, or perhaps a busy manager in Seattle. Elena's life is a crowded room, filled with the furniture of her responsibilities. When she finally lies down, she feels like she has to justify her rest, as if sleep is a reward she only earns by crossing off every item on her list. But as she feels the neo-anchor of the rain tapping a slow rhythmic code against her window, she begins to see the beauty of the empty space. She thinks of a fine ceramic bowl, like the one she saw once in a gallery of Eastern art. The bowl is beautiful because of its glaze and its shape, but it is only useful because of the empty space in the middle. Without that nothingness, it couldn't hold the water that sustains life. It couldn't be a vessel for anything at all. You are that vessel tonight. The warm light of your breath is no longer searching for things to fix or fill. It is simply illuminating the vast, quiet space within you. As you exhale, you aren't just letting out air. You are letting out the need to be useful for a while. You are allowing yourself to be empty, and in that emptiness, you are finally becoming whole. Feel the way your jaw has completely let go, the teeth barely touching, the tongue resting softly. Your breath has become so long and effortless that it feels like it's breathing you, a slow tide that doesn't need your permission to flow. In this space, the thoughts of the day are thuadan, becoming like thin wisps of smoke from a distant campfire, disappearing into the cold, clear night air. You might think of a project you left half finished, but instead of feeling a sting of anxiety, you just see it as a shape in the distance. It doesn't define you. Your worth is not sitting on that desk at the office. Your worth is here, in the quiet pulse of your heart and the warmth of your blood. You are practicing the art of letting go, not by pushing things away, but by realizing that you are the vast space that allows all things to come and go. In the heart of the American dream, we often chase a peace that we think is waiting for us at the end of a long road of effort. But tonight, you are finding the peace that is already here, hidden underneath the noise. It's the peace of the desert after the sun goes down. It's the peace of a quiet chapel in the middle of a roaring city. When you offer yourself this stillness, you are Bao Hu. You are honoring the gift of your life by showing that it is enough to just exist. You are a child of the universe, and a child doesn't have to produce anything to be loved. They just have to be. Elena, in her room, feels the weight of her titles and her to-do lists finally sliding off her shoulders like a heavy coat. She feels the softness of the bed rising to wrap around her, and she realizes that she is not Elena the attorney. She is the stillness. She is the warmth. She is the empty bowl, ready to be filled by the restorative power of the night. Her breath is a slow, golden thread connecting her to the deep quiet of the earth. She isn't afraid of the void anymore. She is resting in it. You can feel that same expansion now. The warm light is spreading through your limbs, making them feel like they are made of soft light and shadow. The bed is your anchor, but your spirit feels as vast as the night sky. There is so much room inside you now. Room for your heart to beat without pressure. Room for your lungs to expand without rush. Room for your soul to simply be without judgment. You are detaching from the identity of the worker, the doer, and the fixer. You are returning to the original silence. The rain continues its gentle, repetitive song, a neo-anchor that reminds you that nature never rushes, yet everything is accomplished. The trees don't struggle to grow. They just allow the light and the water to move through them. Tonight, you are doing the same. You are allowing the night to move through you. The thoughts are so sparse now, they are almost gone, just occasional ripples on a dark, bottomless pond. You don't need to see the bottom. You don't need to know what's there. You are safe in your emptiness. You are sacred in your stillness. The bed is the center of the world, and you are the heart of the bed. Everything is quiet. Everything is open. Everything is enough. The warm light is dimming now, turning into a soft, embers-only glow that beckons you into the next layer of the dark, where the self finally dissolves into the dream. As your inner light dims into that soft, embers-only glow, beckoning you toward the dream, you may notice that the last remaining barriers between you and the night have begun to dissolve on their own. In our waking American lives, we spend so much of our time guarding doors. We lock our homes, we password protect our lives, and we build high, invisible fences around our hearts to keep the chaos out. We think that safety is something we have to build and defend. A fortress made of vigilance and being prepared. But tonight, as you sink into the profound surrender of your bed, you are discovering a different kind of safety, the safety of an unlocked door. It is the realization that when you stop resisting the world no longer has anything to push against. Think of a man named Marcus, a small business owner in a city like Phoenix or Charlotte. All day, Marcus is the gatekeeper. He's guarding his time, managing his reputation, and bracing himself against the what-ifs of a competitive world. When he lies down, his mind is still patrolling the perimeter, checking the locks on his worries, making sure every problem is safely categorized and contained. He is exhausted from the sheer effort of the watch, but as he feels the neo-anchor of his long, cooling breath, Marcus begins to see that the doors he was so carefully guarding are already standing wide open to the night air. He realizes that the stars don't ask for permission to shine, and the silence of the room doesn't need a key. You can feel that same softening in your own perimeter now. The warm light of your breath is moving like a gentle breeze through the open hallways of your body. As you exhale, imagine the last of your mental locks, those tight spots in your neck, that lingering clench in your stomach, simply clicking open and letting go. You aren't letting things in so much as you are letting yourself out. You are allowing your presence to spill out of your skin and merge with the quiet air of the room. Your body feels beautifully porous, like a sponge resting in warm water. There is no more me versus the world. There is just the flow. In our modern Western pursuit of healing, we often think we need to do something to find peace. But tonight, you are finding it by doing absolutely nothing at all. This is the unlocked door of the spirit. It's the wisdom of the screen door on a summer night. Letting the scent of the rain and the sound of the crickets pass through without holding on to any of it. Your thoughts are becoming Thuadan, so sparse now that you might go several breaths without a single word forming in your mind. If a worry does appear, it finds no resistance. It enters through the open door of your awareness, drifts through the hallway, and exits out the back, leaving no trace behind. You are a vast, open space, and a space cannot be harmed. Marcus, in his room, feels the tension in his hips and lower back, the places where we store our need for readiness, finally unravel. He realizes that by keeping the door unlocked, he has reclaimed his power. He no longer has to stand guard. He is bow hew to his own soul by trusting that he is inherently safe in the hands of the universe. He is a part of the lineage of all living things that have found rest under these same stars for thousands of years. He isn't a business owner tonight. He is just a man who has finally stopped fighting the dark. You are sinking so deep now that the bed feels like a gentle current pulling you away from the shore of your identity. The warm light of your breath is slow and shallow, barely a whisper. The neo-anchor of the mattress has taken every ounce of your weight, leaving you feeling light as a shadow. You are leaning into the letting go that is as natural as a falling leaf. There is no more guard at the gate. There is no more patrol in the mind. The doors are open, the lights are low, and the night is a kind and familiar friend. Notice how the silence in the room isn't empty. It's a living, breathing presence that is cradling you. You aren't falling into a void. You are falling into a home that was always here. The thoughts are just distant, blurred shapes, like trees seen through a heavy fog. You don't need to know what they are. You don't need to name them. You are safe. You are open. You are free. The inner peace you've been seeking isn't something you find at the end of a journey. It's what happens when you finally stop trying to guard the path. The rain outside, or the soft hum of the night, is a lullaby for a mind that has finally given up the watch. Every thoka, every fiber of your being is now at rest. You are an open house, and the night has come in to sit with you. There is a deep, tactile sense of all is well. You are protected not by your walls, but by your willingness to let them down. The breath is a slow, golden thread, weaving you into the fabric of the dream world. You are so close now. The door is open, and the rest is waiting. As you rest there with the door open and the night waiting to welcome you, a new sensation begins to emerge. A deep, honey-like warmth that feels as though a soft amber light has been lit somewhere in the very center of your being. This light doesn't flicker or burn. It glows with the steady, patient radiance of an autumn sunset over a quiet canyon. In our fast-paced American lives, we are so often exposed to the harsh, artificial glare of fluorescent offices and the cold blue light of our devices. Lights that keep our nerves on edge and our minds in a state of constant, jagged alertness. But this amber light is different. It is the color of ancient sap, the color of a slow-burning hearth in a cabin in the woods. It is a light that doesn't ask you to see anything, but rather invites you to feel the profound sweetness of simply being alive. Think of a woman named Chloe, a graphic designer in a city like Portland or San Francisco. Chloe's day is an endless stream of colors and shapes, her eyes constantly straining to align pixels and meet deadlines. By evening, her mind feels like a television screen left on a static channel, flickering, buzzy, and overstimulated. But as she sinks into her bed and feels the neo-anchor of her breath, she begins to visualize this amber glow starting at the soles of her feet. It's not a thought she has to work at. It's a physical experience. As the amber light touches her toes, they lose their definition. As it moves up her calves and over her knees, the bones and muscles seem to turn into a warm, liquid gold. She isn't a designer anymore. She is just a vessel for this soothing, radiant heat. You can feel that same golden transformation taking place within you now. The warm light of your breath is the fuel for this amber glow. With every exhale, the light expands, moving through your hips and filling your torso with a heavy, comforting warmth. It feels like your body is slowly melting into the mattress, as if the physical boundaries of your skin are becoming porous and soft. You are no longer a hard object in a hard world. You are a pool of amber light resting on a dark velvet shore. The tension in your abdomen, that place where we store our gut feelings and our secret anxieties, finally dissolves into this warm radiance. Your breath is so long and slow now that it feels like the rising and falling of a distant tide. In the Buddhist-inspired traditions that have woven themselves into the fabric of our modern American healing, we often speak of the luminous mind, the idea that beneath all our worries and stories, our true nature is clear and radiant. Tonight, you are experiencing that luminosity not as a theory, but as a physical relief. This amber light is your inner peace made visible. It is the light of a soul that has nothing left to prove. When you allow this warmth to wash over your shoulders and down your arms, you are Bao Hu. You are honoring the vessel of your life by bathing it in kindness. You are treating yourself with the same reverence a master craftsman would show to a precious piece of amber, polished by time and stillness. Chloe, in her quiet room, feels the amber light reach her jaw and her temples. The static in her mind begins to fade into a soft, golden hum. The thoughts of her projects and her emails are Thua Dan, thinning out, becoming translucent and unimportant. They are like dust motes, dancing in a beam of sunlight. They are there, but they have no weight. She feels her brain itself softening, as if it's resting in a warm bath. She realizes that the beauty she was trying to create all day with her tools was already here, inside her, in the quiet glow of her own presence. She isn't Chloe the designer anymore. She is just the glow. You are sinking into that same golden depth. The neo anchor of the mattress is so supportive that you feel almost weightless, even as your body feels its heaviest. The amber light has now reached your forehead and the crown of your head, smoothing out every last ripple of effort. Your thoughts are just soft, golden echoes, floating away into the vast dark of the room. The rain outside or the muffled sounds of the neighborhood are just background texture to this internal radiance. You are safe. You warm. You are beautifully undone. This is the state of letting go, where the self becomes a soft, glowing cloud. You aren't trying to sleep. You are simply becoming the kind of environment where sleep is inevitable. You are a meadow at dusk, where the golden light is lingering just a moment longer before the stars take over. There is no urgency to the next breath. It comes when it's ready. A slow, amber wave that carries you further and further away from the world of names and numbers. The bed is a sea of amber, and you are drifting on its surface. Every part of you, from the marrow of your bones to the surface of your skin, is saturated with this warmth. The neo-anchor of the night is calling you home. You are no longer guarding the door. You have become the light that fills the room. The thoughts are gone now, replaced by a deep, somatic knowing that all is well. You are precious. You are whole. You are golden. The light is dimming even further now, turning from amber to a deep, dark violet, the color of the deepest part of the night, where the light and the dream finally become one. As the light and the dream finally become one, fading from that deep amber into a soft, velvety violet, you may find that the only thing left in the room is a single, rhythmic pulse. In our waking American lives, we are constantly measuring ourselves by the clock, the alarm in the morning, the minutes until a meeting, the hours left in a shift. We treat time as a resource to be spent, a relentless march of then and next. But tonight, as you drift further away from the world of names and numbers, you are entering a space where the only clock is the one inside your own chest. It is a clock that doesn't tick, it flows. It is the steady, effortless rhythm of your own life, moving at the pace of a slow summer tide or a light rain falling on an old wooden porch. Think of a man named Thomas, a retired teacher in a quiet suburb of Virginia or Pennsylvania. Thomas spent decades keeping time for hundreds of students, ringing bells and checking his watch. But now, as he lies in the dark, he realizes that the most important rhythm in his life has always been his breath. He doesn't have to take a breath. He just allows the breath to take him. As he sinks into the neo anchor of his mattress, he imagines his breathing is like a gentle rocking chair on a porch, moving back and forth in the breeze. Each inhale is a soft rise, and each exhale is a long, slow sinking. He isn't trying to breathe correctly. He is simply letting his body follow its own ancient, internal metronome. You can feel that same surrender in your own lungs now. The warm light of your breath has become a quiet, low-frequency hum that vibrates softly in your belly and your throat. You might notice that the pauses between your breaths are getting a little longer, a little more spacious. There is a profound peace in those tiny gaps of nothingness. The moments after you exhale and before the next breath begins. In those gaps, you aren't anyone's employee, anyone's parent, or anyone's responsibility. You are just a point of awareness, suspended in a beautiful, silent now. Your body is so soft and merged with the bed that you can no longer tell exactly where your skin ends and the sheets begin. In the Buddhist-inspired mindfulness that has become a refuge for so many of us here in the States, there is a deep understanding that the breath is the bridge between the mind and the soul. When you let the breath be long and natural, the mind finally gives up its struggle to stay awake. This is the inner peace of a person who has stopped trying to manage the wind. You are practicing the ultimate letting go, the letting go of the ego's need to be in charge. When you breathe this way, you are Bao Hu. You are honoring the breath that was given to you at birth, treating each cycle with the quiet reverence it deserves. You are a part of the great rhythm of all living things, from the pines in the mountains to the waves on the Pacific coast. Thomas, in his room, feels his thoughts becoming through a dawn, so sparse and hazy that they no longer form complete pictures. A thought of a student from years ago might float by, but it has no hook, no weight. It's just a leaf on the water. His breath is so slow now that it feels like it's being breathed by the room itself. He is no longer Thomas the teacher. He is just the rhythm. He is the long, cool intake of air and the warm, golden release. He feels a deep, somatic gratitude for this mechanical miracle, the way his body continues to care for him even when he isn't paying attention. You are sinking into that same rhythmic grace. The neo anchor of the night is pulling you down into the deep, dark violet of a dreamless sleep. Every Thoko in your body has finally declared a ceasefire. Your heart is beating slowly, a calm drum echoing the silence of the house. You aren't doing your breathing anymore. You are being breathed by the universe. It is a slow, effortless exchange of energy, the world giving to you, and you giving back to the world. There is no more urgency. There is no more next. The rain outside, or the soft hum of the night, is now indistinguishable from the sound of your own blood in your ears. You are a small boat on a vast, dark ocean, and the swells are large, slow, and perfectly safe. Each breath is a wave that carries you further and further away from the shore of wakefulness. You are leaning into the silence. You are trusting the rhythm to take you where you need to go. The warm light is almost out now. Just a tiny spark in the center of the dark. Your thoughts are gone. Your stories are gone. Your names are gone. There is only the breath, long and slow and deep. You are an unlocked door, an empty bowl, a golden glow. The bed is the only world, and the breath is the only clock. You are home. You are safe. You are ready. The rhythm is slowing down, getting quieter, pulling you into the final velvet layer of the night where the self finally lets go of its last thread. As the light and the dream finally become one, fading from that deep amber into a soft, velvety violet, you may find that the only thing left in the room is a single rhythmic pulse. In our waking American lives, we are constantly measuring ourselves by the clock. the alarm in the morning, the minutes until a meeting, the hours left in a shift. We treat time as a resource to be spent, a relentless march of then and next. But tonight, as you drift further away from the world of names and numbers, you are entering a space where the only clock is the one inside your own chest. It is a clock that doesn't tick, it flows. It is the steady, effortless rhythm of your own life, moving at the pace of a slow summer tide or a light rain falling on an old wooden porch. Think of a man named Thomas, a retired teacher in a quiet suburb of Virginia or Pennsylvania. Thomas spent decades keeping time for hundreds of students, ringing bells and checking his watch. But now, as he lies in the dark, he realizes that the most important rhythm in his life has always been his breath. He doesn't have to take a breath. He just allows the breath to take him. As he sinks into the neo anchor of his mattress, he imagines his breathing is like a gentle rocking chair on a porch, moving back and forth in the breeze. Each inhale is a soft rise, and each exhale is a long, slow sinking. He isn't trying to breathe correctly. He is simply letting his body follow its own ancient, internal metronome. You can feel that same surrender in your own lungs now. The warm light of your breath has become a quiet, low-frequency hum that vibrates softly in your belly and your throat. You might notice that the pauses between your breaths are getting a little longer, a little more spacious. There is a profound peace in those tiny gaps of nothingness. The moments after you exhale and before the next breath begins. In those gaps, you aren't anyone's employee, anyone's parent, or anyone's responsibility. You are just a point of awareness, suspended in a beautiful, silent now. Your body is so soft and merged with the bed that you can no longer tell exactly where your skin ends and the sheets begin. In the Buddhist-inspired mindfulness that has become a refuge for so many of us here in the States, there is a deep understanding that the breath is the bridge between the mind and the soul. When you let the breath be long and natural, the mind finally gives up its struggle to stay awake. This is the inner peace of a person who has stopped trying to manage the wind. You are practicing the ultimate letting go, the letting go of the ego's need to be in charge. When you breathe this way, you are Bao Hu. You are honoring the breath that was given to you at birth, treating each cycle with the quiet reverence it deserves. You are a part of the great rhythm of all living things, from the pines in the mountains to the waves on the Pacific coast. Thomas, in his room, feels his thoughts becoming Thuadan, so sparse and hazy that they no longer form complete pictures. A thought of a student from years ago might float by, but it has no hook, no weight. It's just a leaf on the water. His breath is so slow now that it feels like it's being breathed by the room itself. He is no longer Thomas the teacher. He is just the rhythm. He is the long, cool intake of air and the warm, golden release. He feels a deep, somatic gratitude for this mechanical miracle, the way his body continues to care for him even when he isn't paying attention. You are sinking into that same rhythmic grace. The neo anchor of the night is pulling you down into the deep, dark violet of a dreamless sleep. Every thoko in your body has finally declared a ceasefire. Your heart is beating slowly, a calm drum echoing the silence of the house. You aren't doing your breathing anymore. You are being breathed by the universe. It is a slow, effortless exchange of energy, the world giving to you, and you giving back to the world. There is no more urgency. There is no more next. The rain outside, or the soft hum of the night, is now indistinguishable from the sound of your own blood in your ears. You are a small boat on a vast, dark ocean, and the swells are large, slow, and perfectly safe. Each breath is a wave that carries you further and further away from the shore of wakefulness. You are leaning into the silence. You are trusting the rhythm to take you where you need to go. The warm light is almost out now, just a tiny spark in the center of the dark. Your thoughts are gone. Your stories are gone. Your names are gone. There is only the breath, long and slow and deep. You are an unlocked door, an empty bowl, a golden glow. The bed is the only world, and the breath is the only clock. You are home. You are safe. You are ready. The rhythm is slowing down, getting quieter, pulling you into the final velvet layer of the night, where the self finally lets go of its last thread. As the self finally lets go of its last thread, slipping quietly into that final velvet layer of the night, you arrive at the threshold where all efforts end. The neo anchor of your breath has carried you to a shore where there is nothing left to do, nothing left to prove, and nowhere left to go. The warm light is now just a faint, peaceful memory, a soft hum in the heart of the darkness. You have practiced the most sacred art of our human journey, the art of letting go. You have uncurled your tired fingers, dimmed the busy lamps of the mind, and trusted the bed to hold your entire existence. This is your true refuge, This is your inner peace in its purest form. Remember that everything you felt tonight, the softness in your chest, the heaviness in your limbs, the quiet in your mind, is always available to you. It isn't something you have to search for out in the world. It is the natural state of your own soul when the noise finally settles. You are a part of the vast, quiet rhythm of life that stretches across this land, from the sleeping forests to the silent cities. Never truly alone in your seeking, for we are all sailors on this same dark, beautiful ocean, learning together how to trust the stars. Tonight, you have planted a seed of kindness in the garden of your own spirit. By choosing to rest, by choosing to forgive your day and yourself, you are Bauhu. You are honoring the precious gift of your life. You are sending a ripple of peace out into your family, your community, and the world. For when one heart finds its way to stillness, the whole world becomes a little quieter, a little kinder. This is the simple wisdom we carry with us, that by letting go of what we cannot control, we find the strength to be who we truly are. As you linger here in the sleep gate, let these final thoughts be like soft petals falling onto still water. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be free from the heavy burdens of the day. May your sleep be deep and your dreams be kind. The universe has taken the watch now. The doors are open. The rhythm is steady, and you are safe. You are allowed to sleep now. You are allowed to let the world fade away completely. There is nothing more to listen to, and nothing more to remember. Just the silence, just the warmth, just the dark. May you be well. May you be peaceful.